Joining eXp Realty can be the absolute best decision for your real estate career, or can be the absolute worst. And in today's video, I'm going to outline my top 3 warnings to people about to apply to eXp Realty. Hi, I'm Jordan Brown. I'm a realtor here in the Austin, Texas market with eXp Realty for 3 years now, and I'm a partner to over 120 agents nationwide. This is a completely unscripted video. I want this to be a complete heart-to-heart from someone who is 3 years into their experience at eXp Realty, and I've had the pleasure of being able to partner with tons of people around the US and get a real feel for who this works for and who it doesn't. So these 3 warnings, I'm hoping that you take them to heart. And if you're someone who takes your real estate career seriously, you owe it to yourself to finish this video. My first warning to those of you looking to join is be very, very selective and careful about whose opinion of eXp you listen to. There are a lot of people who have an idea of what working at eXp is like, but they've either never been here or maybe they want you to go with them at a different brokerage. That's not to say that eXp doesn't have people that the system hasn't worked for. I can think back to maybe 2009, around whenever they started. I can imagine that the growing pains of starting that company was something that probably wasn't very pleasant for a lot of agents. But fast forward, we're in 2026 and things have been completely revolutionized. Everything's streamlined, the support's there. We have thousands of members of support staff now. So those aren't really reasons, those are myths that people have, is that eXp doesn't have any kind of support. And I think that's an outdated train of thought. Now, here's kind of my warning to you, is there's a lot of people who think they plugged in and really think they gave it a go, and then they didn't, and then they leave and they blame their broker or their sponsor or someone for their lack of success. At the end of the day, eXp is not immune to the statistic that NAR has put out that over 70% of agents fail within their first, 1 to 2 years. Again, eXp is not immune to that. There are inherently lazy agents that hang their license everywhere. And I say this because you have to have an honest conversation with yourself about what kind of effort you're realistically going to put into this business. And it doesn't matter where you hang your license. If you don't show up, if you don't put in the work, if you don't do what people are telling you has been successful for them, it literally does not matter where you go. You will not be successful. I've legitimately had agents join with me at eXp Realty, and when they joined was the last day I heard from them. They got every invite to every event, every single training, every opportunity to plug in, and they don't. And then on the way out say, hey, this didn't work for me. There's nothing I can do about that. So again, be very, very critical of who you are taking the opinion of this company from. If you want honest feedback, I highly suggest that you reach out to people who are successful, both in the company and people who maybe were here and then went somewhere else. That's going to be the more telltale inside information that you probably are looking for. In my opinion, it's a more valid opinion than someone who wasn't going to work out at any brokerage that they were at. My second warning: eXp, in my opinion, does not work for everyone. Here's what I mean by that. This is going to be multi-layered here. Number one, I think that lazy agents will not do well in a cloud-based system. eXp Realty, I think, has given me freedom to run my business the way that I want to, and it works really, really well. I think that some of the structure that agents may be used to or expecting from the more traditional brokerages, think of your legacy name brokerages, there's tons out there that have a brick and mortar kind of setup, sinking hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe millions of dollars per year into empty office spaces. That has an appeal to a certain type of person. And really, I think it speaks more to a problem of just real estate in general, with people struggling to take ownership of their business and run their real estate business as if they're the CEO of that company. I think it is way more difficult to hide that lack of ambition and entrepreneurial spirit in a cloud-based model. The people that I think eXp works the absolute best for are, no matter what stage of your career that you're in, you have the entrepreneurial spirit. You want to learn. You want to plug in. You will take advantage of every opportunity that's given, whether it's the Fast Cap program we offer. It's a 6-week crash course for new agents, and it even gives free leads to the agents who complete that program. That's a huge value add. But if you don't attend it, you don't get the benefits. And that's just one example of specifically for new agents, but there's tons of examples depending on what aspect of, or what time in your career that you're in, that I can make an example for. So you have to have the entrepreneurial spirit. Otherwise, you may not feel like you're taking advantage, or you feel like you're missing out on something because you're not taking advantage of every opportunity that's out here. I think some people also put a heavy focus on local presence. And don't get me wrong, I do think that there is somewhat of a value to having local support or a local community. We are so lucky here in the Austin, Texas market to have over 150 agents of our chapter of eXp, all helping each other. Really great culture, and you don't find that everywhere. So that doesn't mean that you won't have support. So from a state level, you have your broker support, you have eXp World, your on-demand broker help, you have a broker hotline, all sorts of ways to be able to get help. That's not the issue. Some people really struggle to be, again, just going back to that entrepreneurial mindset, that you're not relying on someone else to pave the way for you or to do it with you. You just got to go out and be the business owner that you know you can be. To wrap that up, second point, eXp may not be the absolute best fit for every single type of agent. Really got to be entrepreneurial. My third and last and probably most important warning is who you choose to align with at eXp really matters, and it can determine your overall feeling about your experience here. So let's explore this. eXp Realty, no matter who you join under, you're inheriting a 7-level support system. Those are called your sponsors, and your direct sponsors who is influencing you to come to the company. This could be a friend. This could be someone that you talk to about eXp. This could be someone that you really feel like you align with. Your sponsor can add a level of support that, yes, we're all in this on our own, but we can also run together. There's an aspect of that in this business and in this model. And not all sponsors are created equally. I have heard absolute horror stories of people who have joined under other sponsors and came back and said, Jordan, I made a huge mistake. Can I switch to go under you? The answer is no. Who you pick, you are stuck with. You literally have to leave eXp for an entire year, 366 days. You can come back and rename a new sponsor. Let's throw out a quick example here. You've got a choice on who you can pick. Sponsor one is a friend in your local market. They just got their license. They're brand new, and they want you to come work with them at eXp Realty. And that's about the extent of the value add. You're going to get everything that eXp offers, but for that person being your sponsor, you're not really getting a whole lot. Then there's sponsor two. Let's say I'm going to throw myself in there. You have a producing agent. I'm a top 2% realtor in my market. I run additional calls specifically for my group that are exclusive. We have an online training platform about how to be an agent and take advantage of all the different resources that eXp offers. So you're going to get more educated on what's available. We're going to teach you how to scale using social media. We're going to teach you about revenue share. And then you're also going to inherit my sponsorship lines resources, which is the Wolfpack. And the Wolfpack has exclusive training through Mike Sherrard, the #1 attractor on YouTube, #1 attractor at eXp as a whole, because he gives so much value for free. You can check it out. Don't just take my word for it. Type in Mike Sherrard after this video. Type in Mike Sherrard. Go check him out. More value on his free YouTube channel than a lot of brokerages offer when you're licensed with them. So just imagine what you get when you partner with us. So again, sponsor one, they're your friend, struggling agent, not producing, but hey, you know them and they're in your market. Or you can align with sponsor two, who's going to equip you with more mentorship, more availability, more resources, all for free. So sponsorship is not something to take lightly. So you can see where if you go with agent one, you could have a very, very different experience than being sponsored by agent two. And if you would like to know more about what it's like being sponsored and partnered with me, down in the description and in the comments, I'm going to have a link where you can explore, absolutely no pressure, what we offer pretty in depth. And even within that link, you can book a call with me where we can talk one-on-one about what your specific goals are, what you want for your business, and see if we're even a good fit. I've partnered with some incredible people who have absolutely changed their business. You'll see that in the testimonials by partnering with us here at the Wolfpack. I'm so excited about what we offer. I absolutely hate hearing horror stories about people regretting their decision to be sponsored by someone who didn't add any value, who wasn't supportive, who wasn't there to help them. And I want to save you from that experience. So if you're not completely sold on your sponsorship and you're open to the idea of exploring it, click that link down in the description and in the comments. And I look forward to connecting with you. And I hope to see you at eXp. I'm rooting for you no matter who you're with, and hopefully this video has proven valuable. And if it did, give it a like, leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching.